Hey, this is Jared, and these are my manga pickups for the month of June. Before I show these, I want to address some questions on why it takes so long for me to release a new video, because I just released the May video in July, and people were wondering why it took so long. Well, it's because first, I don't get all the mangas for that month until the end of the month, so all the mangas I pick up for May, I don't get until the end of May, so I won't actually make a video and post it until June. But uh, the time I upload the videos is very specific because it takes about 8 hours for me to upload a video with my crappy laptop and really poor internet. So I usually start uploading it when I go to work, and then when I get back it'll be about done. But my dad works from home, and when a video is uploading, it pretty much slows the internet down to not even being able to be used, and he needs it for work. Luckily, he goes on business trips usually at least once a month, sometimes two. So I wait till he goes to upload the videos. Well, he didn't have a trip during the month of June, so I actually had to wait till July. So that's why May took so long, and that's why in the future, if a video takes a very long time, it's because I just don't have a chance to upload it. So, yeah, that's why. Anyways, these are the mangas I got for June. I haven't read all of them, but I've definitely read more than half about now, so I'll show those off. Okay, first I got Assassination Classroom 9 and 10. I totally missed picking up 9. I guess I just didn't notice I didn't get it. But yeah, 10 is the one that came out this month. So I got 9 and 10. Still really enjoy the series. I just found out that it's actually finished and it's done at 21 volumes. So yeah, about halfway done now here in the US releases. So it'll probably be about another year, maybe two, before it's done here. But still really enjoy it. Then we got Nisekoi volumes 14 and 15. Again, I missed a volume. I don't know how I missed so many, but yeah, in these volumes they introduce another girl, which I've stated before. I really hope they didn't. But the story about all the girls and the guy revolving around these keys, well, it comes from a storybook that mentions 4 keys, so this new girl has the 4th key. So hopefully that means that there's no more girls in the future, because that's just another girl who's going to be disappointed. And I still have fun. I think the stories are cute and everything like that, but in the long run, I don't know if this is going to be satisfying, because harems tend to just have poor endings. But as of right now, I'm enjoying it, so I'm going to keep picking it up. Then we have Haganai Volume 7 and 8. I didn't miss it for the last month. I actually just am trying to catch up. I think there's like 11 volumes now out, maybe 12. But yeah, it's an interesting story. I like seeing them interact and becoming friends and trying to be more socially, acceptable and all that. Once again, though, I don't know where it's gonna go. It's kind of got a whole nother harem thing. Only the harem isn't like the main point of it. Like Nisekoi, the whole point is which one is gonna end up together. In this, it's kind of just a side thing. But yeah, I know the light novels are finished, so there is an ending. I just don't know what it is yet, and I don't know if the manga is actually finished in Japan or not. But so far, I'm enjoying it. Then we have Volume 2 of Princess Jellyfish, which I'm finally glad to get. It kind of sucks that I have to wait a while before another volume comes out, but luckily there are these big ones that combine 2 volumes in one. But yeah, it's a really good shoujo manga. I really enjoy the story and seeing the girls and the guy, of course. And just if you have any interest in shoujo manga, this is one that you should definitely pick up because it's really good. Then we have Mysterious Girlfriend X Volume 2, a very weird series where this girl and this guy have some psychic connection when it comes to saliva. Yeah, it's very weird, and it just gets weirder as it goes on with more people being connected. And I don't know, they even connect physically. Like, if she has the saliva of someone who like hurts their knee or something like that, then she'll suddenly get a cut on her knee or something. So I don't know, very weird stuff. but I don't know, it's kind of fun to read, and you know, it's a big 2-in-1, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, very, very strange manga, but yeah, it's alright. Then we have A Silent Voice, Volume 7, the final volume. An amazing series, I've talked about it before. The ending was actually kind of satisfying. I really liked the final moments of the manga, because it really is symbolic. And yeah, it's just a really good manga, and you should definitely check it out. You know, regardless of your taste in manga, it should be something everyone should try reading. But very good series. Alright, next is Toriko Volume 34. Toriko continues to be the most ridiculous manga, where they're fighting the most ridiculous creatures. Right now they're fighting the Monkey King, which is one of the 8 powerful monster kings in the world. And yeah, it's just crazy. But I still have a lot of fun with this manga, and you know, I'm continuing to enjoy it. I hear the manga is actually kind of coming to an end in Japan. Like, it's really, you know, heading towards the ending, so yeah. Alright, next is Akame ga Kill 0, Volume 2, which is kind of the backstory to the character Akame. And it's good. I still think it's really weird that it's rated M for mature when the main series is just T+, because, like I've said, this manga is no more violent or anything like that than the main series. And why this is M for mature, I have no idea. In fact, it was even shrink wrapped when I got it, so I don't know what the deal is there. It's from the same publisher, so I don't know why they do that, but yeah, very strange. Then A Certain Scientific Railgun Volume 11. I really love this series, and it takes a long time for a new volume to come out, but a new one finally did, starting a new story arc, which I'm enjoying so far. It's not as cool yet as the previous story arc, but you know, it's just started, so I can't really judge it yet. But I really enjoy the series. It's my favorite of the 3 scientific, or you know, Magical Index, Scientific Railgun, and Scientific Accelerator. Those are the 3 series, and this one's my favorite of the 3. And yeah, can't wait for the next volume, and God knows how long, 4 or 5 months. Then we have Volume 3 of Certain Scientific Accelerator. It's good so far. I don't know where it's going, or even when it takes place in the timeline of the 3 series. But yeah, it's good. You know, it's my least favorite of the 3, just because I'm not as invested in it yet as the other 2. But, you know, I'm interested to see where it goes, and if it ends up connecting with the other 2 series at all. So, yeah. Then we have Fairy Tail Ice Trail Volume 2. And, yeah, it's the backstory of Gray, like, right before he joins Fairy Tail. And, actually, I think this was the final volume. Yeah, it was. It's only a 2-volume series, and it's done. So if you really love Fairy Tail, pick it up. And if you haven't read Fairy Tail or just think it's okay, then there's real no point in picking this up. But yeah, just 2 volumes. So next is the main series, Fairy Tail, Volume 54. I'm liking this story arc. It's kind of the final story arc where they're going against the big bad. And so far I'm really enjoying it. I like the action and fights. I've always said Fairy Tail is, you know, not an amazing or really intellectual manga. Like, it's kind of trashy, but it's fun, you know. A lot of people, like, like snooty or whatever manga readers will be like, look down on people who read Fairy Tail or Naruto or whatever, but you know, it's all in good fun. If you enjoy something, you know, you should be able to read it. And Fairy Tail's fun, you know. Like I've said, it's nothing special, but it's fun. So, yeah. Alright, next we have Noragami 14 and 15. Another volume that I somehow missed. I don't know. But, yeah, I really enjoy Noragami, and I'm loving this story arc. And, yeah, I have no idea where it's going to go from here. You know, usually I could think ahead, but I have no idea. But I'm excited to see where it goes. So, yeah, Noragami, very good. Still enjoying it a lot. Then we have Magi or Magi, never know which one it is. Volume 18. Still enjoy this series a lot. It's really great. I just wish they released them more quickly because in Japan they're like way farther ahead. So I want to catch up. I could always read it online, but I really try to avoid doing that. But yeah, still, I'm enjoying the story a lot so far and can't wait to see where it goes. And then we have Food Wars Volume 12. I love this series, one of my favorites that I started this year, and it's actually made it to my top 10 favorite ongoing series. So that's how much I love it. And I love this volume, and I can't wait to continue it and see the next cook-off. I just enjoy it so much, which is weird because I never liked those cooking shows, but I really enjoy this. And now I can kind of sense like why people like those cooking shows so much, because this is just really addicting stuff. But I've raved about this before. Just pick it up. It's really amazing. Whether you love food or not, just you should read it. Okay, then we get to the volumes that I haven't read. Tokyo Ghoul Volume 7. I still enjoy the series, just not as much as everyone else. Everyone raves about Tokyo Ghoul. It's very popular right now, and I just think it's okay. I don't know. Maybe it's the anime that's amazing and the manga is just whatever. Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes that's the case, but right now Tokyo Ghoul is just, yeah, it's okay. So yeah, I'll keep getting it, but it's not one of my favorites. Then we have Blade of the Immortal, volume 27 to 31, the rest of the series. 31's the final one. I decided to just get the rest of them and read them because I just love this series so much. And I really recommend you go out and buy this series now while it's available, because all the volumes are kind of out of print, so you gotta kind of hurry up and pick up the volumes now while you can. Because this volume, 27, this volume is the only volume that's impossible to get right now. It's ridiculously expensive, and I was able to find it by doing some digging and finding some small comic book shop in Australia. So I got it for a normal price, but everywhere else you look, it's very expensive. And I have a feeling that the rest of these volumes are going to get expensive too as time goes on. So if you're picking up Blade of the Immortal, you should really get on it. And good luck finding this volume. If you can find it for a decent price, then pick it up, because it's getting really hard to find. But overall, I really love this series, and I can't wait to read and see how it ends. Then we have Inuyashiki Volume 4, a very strange series by the creator of Gantz. So of course it is weird, because the creator of Gantz is a very weird guy. But yeah, I've been enjoying it so far, and hopefully Volume 4 is great too. So far, it hasn't really touched me the way Gantz has, where it's not amazing. It makes me want to read the next chapter right away. But it's still good, and the artwork is still very amazing. So, yeah. Then we have Fruits Basket Collector's Edition Volume 1. Fruits Basket is one of those famous mangas that I've just never read. I've read like 2 volumes back in like high school because it belonged to a friend of mine. And I read them and I liked it, but those were the only 2 volumes she had, so I never continued it. And they just started re-releasing this series, so I thought, oh, now's a better time than any to start reading Fruits Basket. So I picked this up, and yeah, I can't wait to check it out. Then we have Goodnight Pun Pun Volume 2 by Inio Asano. Last video I mentioned that I thought it was a girl who made this, but it's actually a guy. Anyways, I've read his other stuff. If I had to choose one to recommend, it would be Solanin. It's the most straightforward and non-confusing of his mangas. The other 2 were just very weird. A Girl on the Shore, it was good, but just like, what the hell did I just read? And then Niga Jahara Holograph, I think that's what it's called, I don't know. That one was just confusing as hell. I had to look up what the hell was going on in that manga. But yeah, so far Pun Pun is actually pretty enjoyable. It's my second favorite of his after Solanin. And it's the only one that's an ongoing series. The others are just standalone 1 volume. And yeah, I liked the first volume, so I can't wait to read the second one. Then we have UQ Holder, which is a sequel to Negima, and I never knew about it. I've talked about Negima as one of my favorite all-time series, and I never knew there was a sequel, probably because it does have Negima in the title, UQ Holder. But it's from the exact same guy who made Negima, and yeah, apparently this is Negi's grandson, And there are Negima characters that show up in this manga, at least ones that are still alive. So you probably the magical characters, you know, not so much the human ones. But yeah, I can't wait to start reading this. And God, I can't believe I never knew about this series. That's kind of crazy. Right now, there's only 3 volumes out in the U.S. I don't know how many are in Japan right now, but it's still ongoing. So yeah, I'm gonna start this, and hopefully it's as good. But yeah, I couldn't believe I never heard about that. That blew my mind. Okay, next is New Lone Wolf and Cub Volume 9. I like it, you know. I think the main series was better. I liked the main guy better, but this is still good. Same author, same illustrator, and everything like that. The main plot, though, moves ahead a lot faster than Lone Wolf and Cub. Like, there's not little tiny stories in between. It's kind of just the main overall plot that keeps going. So either this series is going to be much shorter than Lone Wolf and Cub, or they're just going to move on to a next big story arc after. I don't know. But yeah, so far I like it. I've tried trying to find out like how many volumes of this are out in Japan or if it's finished or not, but I can't find any information. I don't know how many volumes are out in Japan. I don't know if it's done or if it's still going. I don't know. There's just no info on it. So if any of you know, you know, just let me know in the comments, but I have no idea. Then last we have Air Gear 27 to 30. I'm catching up. I think there's 35 volumes out right now, and altogether this is going to be 37, I think. But yeah, I'm catching up on Air Gear. It's entering the tournament, and it's at that point where most people said Air Gear gets terrible. It just becomes a crazy action shonen manga instead of a sports manga, which I'm fine with. I really don't care. You know, I don't care if people are getting ridiculous powers now and stuff like that. It's fine with me. I never loved Air Gear. I think it's good. Good enough to where I want the whole series. But, you know, it's not going to go down as one of my favorites or anything like that. But, yeah, so I've got up to 30 now. I'm going to start reading those. And I kept looking up to see if a Volume 7 omnibus is going to come out, but it just doesn't look like it. So, yeah, pick up the first 6 omnibuses and then just get the single volumes after that, I guess, because yeah, it just doesn't look like it's going to come out. Luckily, the single volumes are easy to get. They're not out of print or anything. And that's it for this month. You know, I'll try to post this video as quickly as I can. But thanks for watching.